Well, let's see how things go today. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Happy and how come my overlay is not loading up properly? There we go. Happy versus Foggy. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. Happy spawning as the blue undead on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Foggy spawning on the top right-hand side of the map as the red night elf. For those of you guys out there who wonder why I play with the zoom, the starting zoom on a lot of the starting zoom is actually like is a custom zoom set by the W3 champions players and viewers and people who are just very familiar with it. The additional zoom, however, you can zoom all the way out. Unfortunately, once you zoom out or zoom in, you no longer can get that custom zoom, and sometimes it just makes for a little bit of a worse experience. Now that I think about it, I should probably remove the I should probably remove the what's it called, the zoom feature from my scroll wheel, because I often use the middle scroll wheel click to do like fine movements like this. For all of you guys out there who wonder why I accidentally zoom, I follow battles often like this, and then that simple click will often trigger the scroll wheel instead of what my intended. Hey, I want to follow down over here. I know some viewers out there, some casters do this, and I find that to be a little bit jerky and not give you, not give you good camera angles or just an overall pleasant experience when watching. So all the small things that I try and do to make a little bit of a better overall battle. Here I'm just clicking on the portrait of the acolyte here to keep track of what is going on, and while keeping that unit in center focus. So for all of you aspiring Warcraft 3 map viewers out there, if Warcraft 3, the professional scene, does continue to grow, I know that there are, StarCraft 2 map controllers to keep track of what is happening on the screen and on the map at all times, so you're able to follow all of that action. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Coming back through off to the north, Keeper of the Road. Gonna go ahead and clear out this giant sea turtle creep camp, and we'll get to level 2. So level 2 on that Keeper of the Grove. It is going to be Treants and Entangle. No big surprise there. Meanwhile, Happy down to the south, Death Knight with Ghouls. And well, I gotta say, hey PJ, nom nom nom, thank you for the happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. As well, things are getting underway in this matchup. So yeah, Happy versus Foggy, two Western players who have probably played each other the most and know the most about each other and their particular play styles, what to expect from the other player. And well, it feels as though Happy is constantly adapting and changing his strategy over time. And well, Foggy has been trying to figure out a way to consistently crack Happy and take wins. Coming back through, there's a Death Coil on across that Null Ward, and there, Blight now being thrown down as well. You can see the Null Assassin spreading that poison across multiple units and poisoning multiple targets, and that is one of the things that, well, does benefit the computer much more than, say, an average human player. By having multiple units that can target, they automatically know to target different units that are not poisoned. The downside for them, obviously, Tree of Life or any sort of ancient, those units can't get targeted, and well, they end up holding aggro forever, making it easy for Night Elf to clear out creep camps that have poison. Anyways, coming back through, you guys are, well, hopefully you guys are enjoying the commentary, perhaps learning a bit of lessons as well, as we see a quick Death Coil onto a Wisp. So that Wisp had taken a point of damage, and then the Death Knight, in order to not get Keeper of the Grove down there so quickly, ends up buying himself a little bit of time by using that one Death Coil there. You can see a quick cancellation on that haunted gold mine, as the Acolyte now being forced to try and retreat away. There is that Spirit or that Nerubian Tower now getting unsummoned as the Keeper of the Grove needs to figure out how to head back off to the north. There is I believe that's actually a scroll of Town Portal to try and head away. And does he get the surround? Yes, he does. Beautifully done, getting a surround onto that Death Knight right there. That Archer, Death Knight does not have Dust of Appearance. Archer could try and Shadow Meld there, and well, ends up moving a little bit as we're now seeing ghouls getting taken down. One more ghoul going to get lost there. Beautifully played by Foggy, baiting that out and getting in some necessary experience while using a scroll of Town Portal. However, 2 ghouls and the experience from 2 ghouls and 2 skeletal minions, coupled with the fact that some ghouls were lost, was definitely worth it there. Scroll of Town Portal to finish off that surround. Beautifully done, well played, as the Archer now being forced to try and retreat back. All right, Archer looking to retreat back here. We're looking at a Moonwell, some damage easily absorbed there, as we are getting in a Demon Hunter as that second hero. The Demon as a second hero. Well, hold on a second. Recording resumed. All right, coming back through. Archer's going to go ahead and try and pick off that skeletal minion off to the north, as the Death Knight still looking to put some damage onto some of these archers. And what this is really doing is draining those Moonwells. Keeper of the Grove now coming back around as the Death Knight and the Death Knight's army also taking the tier 3. So both sides are just doing a little bit of harassment, but buying time for the ultimate army compositions that they truly want. Tree of Ages already finished teching, and if you notice, Foggy actually built a Tree of Life inside his base with that Nature's Blessing. It will be able to move off appropriately enough, as the Keeper of the Grove does sit at level 3. Demon Hunter wants to finish off that Rock Golem, does get it. There's a Death Coil Frost Nova on an Archer. More damage could be coming back around. Mana Burn onto that Lich, as the Lich loses some precious mana there. There's a quick reveal. Both sides continuing the fight. An Archer gets taken down, as we're looking at that, well, Force of Nature is still absorbing quite a bit of damage. There's a Mana Burn. There's a Staff of Teleportation. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it does. A Staff of Teleportation, not enough to get that Keeper, or to keep those Glaives and the Keeper of the Grove off of that Lich as it falls. Death Knight coming back off to the north here has a number of skeletal minions. Going to pick up a Tome of Intelligence, being left behind. But, well, that was a priority move by Foggy, as Foggy was able to take down that level 1 Lich, force it to be sent back home and resurrected. All right. I guess I'm only casting 1 game today. My family seems to be waking up faster than I thought, and, well, need to take care of my kids, or rather, I want to take care of my kids. It is a need and want, and something that I enjoy doing. Coming back through, Forestro High Priest going to get taken down. Ancient of War now positioning on over, as the Tree of Life already entangling this gold mine and ready to, start mining. Now, an interesting play here. Happy, I'm sure he had spent some time scouting out this top left-hand side of the map to see if there was an expansion, and he didn't spot it. Is that game from today? This game is recent. I don't know the exact day unless I stop my casting and look it up for you, but know that it is within the past month. But if it looks like a lot of the games that they've played throughout history, that's because, well, it does seem that way. Demon Hunter, quickly, Wand of Illusion, trying to get a surround on that Lich. Lich down to 244 hit points, as the Obsidian statues are doing a bit of healing. That Wand of Illusion surround, well, just absolutely surprised me, and maybe perhaps surprised Happy for a moment, as it was just a little bit off in order to get an effective surround on that Lich. There's a Frost Nova onto that Demon Hunter, and beautiful play by Foggy, making it look as though that Demon Hunter was going to try and Mana Burn that Lich to make it look like the real thing. Boulder onto the Lich. Lich gets stunned temporarily. Demon Hunter now down to 130 hit points, now trying to retreat back, as the Keeper of the Grove is going to be forced to retreat back as well. No web from those Crypt Fiends as of yet, as the Hippogriff Riders took to the skies and was pummeling damage from the air. Hippogriff Riders do not deal additional damage, even though they are a 5 supply unit. They do, however, have more more hit points, significantly more hit points, but I believe that they lose that magic resistance blessing that the archers have. All right, coming back through, archers trying to poke apart at the Acolyte, but you can see the natural regeneration of Acolytes on Blight incredibly fast as it is retreating back away. Keeper of the Grove now coming in from Treants from the other side as well as Fairy Dragons coming across. This is a massive air army pummeling down on top of Happy's base here as we're looking at perhaps the Fairy Dragon is going to perhaps try and phase shift. No phase shift there at all. All right, one Spirit Tower, one Black Citadel, or one Nerubian Tower and one Black Citadel taking down some of this air defense here as the Crypt Fiends still do not have web. No web. Those units are getting cleaned up rather quickly. Death Knight, is he going to get the Death Coil off? No, he does not, as the Acolytes are still looking to retreat back. Meanwhile, back off to the north, this is an expansion exchange. There's a Frost Nova. Foggy trying to fight back here with that Tree of Life. The Ancient of War not joining in on the battle, and who's going to win out on this battle? 50 supply compared to 40. Happy as a smaller army, as the Keeper of the Grove looking to take down this haunted gold mine. Death Coil onto an Acolyte who was trying to, well, just stay alive at this point, as the Keeper of the Grove down to 166 hit points. There's a Staff of Preservation taking that back home, as we are now looking at the Death Knight low on mana. Hippogriff Riders going after some of those Spirit Towers now. Spirit Towers, well, taking quite a beating, but what the Force of Natures are still being able to pummel it down. Meanwhile, back at the home of Foggy, Foggy's trying to fight back here as the Ghouls are trying to get in position. Naga, Sea Witch, and Lich with that big damage. And where is the rest of the units, as the Keeper of the Grove is, well, off to the south side here, getting in some Clarity Potion and, well, regenerating a bit of mana. Spirit Tower could end up getting taken down. What is going down? That Acolyte unable to repair it enough, as the Death Knight now be forced to retreat back. Overall army sizes, Happy has the larger army, 35 compared to 24, but there was still mining going on for a little bit. Now 200 gold compared to 24, as a Frost Nova blasts through an Icy Chill on all of those wisps. Lich may get to level 3 here. Where is that? Where is that Lich? Naga Sea Witch right there. Where is the Lich? Lich now coming back around. Gonna try and regroup here. Perhaps transfer some items as well, as that Lich does have Claws of Attack plus 12. Did not notice that Claws of Attack plus 12. But yeah, that the auto attack on that Lich, absolutely crazy, and now sold back. But wow, that was some crazy damage on that Lich, being able to dish it out fairly easily. All right, Treants continuing to damage things pretty consistently. Demon Hunter may want to get a mana burn off on that Lich. There's a Staff of Preservation, Staff of Teleportation to head back out. And where are all of the units running back to? There is one Ghoul getting taken down up to level 4. Does not get the Entangle off on that second Ghoul, though, as pretty much what you see is what you get. There is not enough for Foggy to rebuild his base. Meanwhile, the Treants are now looking to, well, perhaps try and take down the rest of the base here. Lich gets up to level 3, as the Treants are going to get cleaned up here nicely. And I've said this before in the past, and I'll say it again. Sometimes it feels as though all the undead need is heroes and obsidian statues, and that is what Happy is currently left with. All right. 11 minutes into this game, and we are now in a base race scenario. Base race is not that common. Usually, at least the main gold mine would be mined out first. 1,000 gold difference between Foggy and Happy, as Foggy was able to hold on to that Tree of Ages a little bit longer than Happy was able to hold on to that haunted gold mine. With that said and done, though, it feels like, well, the Death Knight now sitting at level 4. Where is the Staff of Teleportation to? Teleporting back across here, trying to save a Crypt Fiend, and does get the save. Keeper of the Grove right there looking to finish off this Crypt Fiend here. And, well, the Staff of Teleportation, Staff of Preservation here constantly may be some of those saving circumstances. Keeper of the Grove now trying to get away. There, a Wisp could get taken down. Keeper of the Grove trying to back up here, as the Demon Hunter now trying to outrun that Death Knight. Meanwhile, back in the base of the undead, are we going to see the death of an obsidian statue? That obsidian statue down to 5732. 1 or 2 more attacks. Yes, it gets taken down. Fairy Dragon was back up into that mana flare mode temporarily, as that Demon Hunter is going to try and head back away. A little bit more damage. Crypt Fiend could get taken down. It gets taken down, and now these units need to run away. All right, the fact that the fairy dragons are magic immune means that the demon hunter and the keeper of the grove are the only primary targets for all of those hero nuking spells. On top of that, though, the Demon Hunter with Mana Burn should be able to mitigate some of that damage. As we see the Demon Hunter right there. Are we going to see a Mana Burn? Yes, we do. Mana Burn right there, but the Death Coil still gets off. Therefore, only the negative 16 mana. All right. Naga Sea Witch and Lich now making their way off to the north. Ghoul still wandering around off to the north here. Keeper of the Grove does have a little bit of plus damage. Moonwells are pretty dry here, as we could be looking at an entangle on that Ghoul. Death Knight coming back around, not going to be able to heal. Are we going to end up seeing a deny of some sort, as the Lich now coming back around to deal more damage? All right, Naga Sea Witch, Staff of Teleportation items. Everyone has a Staff of Teleportation except for that Keeper of the Grove. The Lich is consistently wandering around the field trying to get damage across all of these units, as we see negative armor being applied to those units here. There goes another entangle. Keeper of the Grove gonna find this Ghoul, take him down. Meanwhile, back down to the south side here, Demon Hunter gets a Mana Burn off. Does he have anywhere to run and hide? That is the question. Death Coil racking in a little bit of damage. No Fork Lightning, down to 260 hit points. All right, 4 fairy dragons here. 18 supply army versus 18 supply. Lich has the Orb of Corruption. Death Knight may end up getting that later if they want another way to attack air units, as these fairy dragons are constantly putting pressure onto these buildings and forcing the Lich to stay relatively close to home. Keeper of the Grove and Demon Hunter now running around the maps again, as we're looking at a bunch of ancients, Ancient of Wonders and the Ancient of Winds could attack back against that Death Knight. All right, Lich could have a very, very bad day indeed. There, I believe there was a phase shift, as Treants are now looking to take down this one Altar of Darkness. All right, doing a little bit more healing up again. Demon Hunter nearly at level 4. Some strong survivability items for the Keeper of the Grove, as the Lich, constantly trying to shift and find where exactly those fairy dragons are coming from. Ancient of Wonders getting themselves up and now uprooting, going after the Death Knight and all of these targets here, as the Ancients of Wind do have 7 armor and are going to be able to regenerate a bit of hit points. Where is the rest of the units here? Demon Hunter opting to do a little bit of creeping during this time, getting experience and perhaps being able to pick up better items and, well, be able to buy some potions of healing or something of that sort. Ancient of Wind will get taken down. Death Knight is at level 4. Naga Sea Witch still trying to get to level 3, as the Lich now, well, unsure of what to do next. So many Treants are just trying to charge into the base here, as the undead Happy unable to stop this constant onslaught. All right, coming back around, Naga Sea Witch, Obsidian Statue, and Death Knight gonna, well, perhaps try and find what exactly this Keeper of the Grove is gonna do. Naga Sea Witch trying to land in a couple of cold arrows, as the, well, Keeper of the Grove could be in a little bit of trouble. Staff of Teleportation quickly purchased, and he is gonna go ahead and teleport back off to the north as well. Demon Hunter also showing up. Those Moonwells are now bone dry, nothing to gain from them, as we are looking at an 18 supply army versus 18 supply army. Ziggurat down to 84 hit points here. A handful of buildings. That is all that is left, as the Keeper of the Grove and the Demon Hunter, well, consider their options. Naga Sea Witch now making their way over as well, trying to go after some of those Moonwells. You can see this Ancient of War is hiding himself in the trees. And even though he is, quote unquote, hiding himself in the trees, he is still fairly well revealed, as there is no Tree of Life anywhere, and he is visible on the map. All right, Mana Burn, Staff of Teleportation. Death Knight now comes back around, perhaps to try and chase after the Demon Hunter and that Keeper of the Grove. Naga Sea Witch pretty much unchallenged off to the north. Off to the north again, as the units are trying to, well, find their proper footing and positioning. There is one Wisp that's just been gathering lumber the entire time, as the fairy dragons really should be trying to engage now that all the heroes are down here. With the fairy dragons, a missed opportunity damage onto those buildings, and if it comes to a base race, it may come down to the fact that those fairy dragons are not attacking those buildings. finally moving on over. Graveyard now suffering well, significant damage as the Altar of Darkness looks like it could get taken down as well. Keeper of the Grove going to try to summon up some treants as here. Are we going to see a mana burn? There's a mana burn there onto the Death Knight as the Demon Hunter down to 186 hit points needs to run away and head off to a Fountain of Health to try and rejuvenate those hit points. Treants now coming back through. Lich gonna come back around, get some damage onto that low hit point Fairy Dragon. Fairy Dragon down to 92 hit points and now flies and, well, will be able to stay back. Demon Hunter rages, well, using that Fountain of Health, getting back up those precious hit points. Death Knight now making a move as well as the Demon Hunter may try and aggro. Are we gonna see a mana burn? Mana burn onto the Obsidian statue could perhaps be beneficial. Yes, there's the mana burn onto the Obsidian statue. Death Knight now taking a little bit of damage. Demon Hunter going after that Obsidian statue pretty consistently. There's another mana burn there, and he could try and slice and dice his way through to take down that Obsidian statue. That Obsidian statue is very, very precious, provides hit points and mana, and continuing to rack up more damage. There's a 95-point mana burn there as the Death Knight could get a Death Coil off onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter down to 207 hit points, trying to retreat back off to the north. Keeper of the Grove is there as well. He's going to go ahead and do a run by as the Fairy Dragons are continuing to put in that pressure. More Treants are now coming back around. Keeper of the Grove has plenty of mana. Demon Hunter now back off to the north. Perhaps we're going to look at some more mana burn again as the Demon Hunter just circles back around just to get a little bit more mana, more hit points recovered. All right, Fairy Dragon now going after that Obsidian statue. Obsidian statue, once it is taken down, that is going to be a major setback as it's only going to be the heroes left. No more crazy regeneration, as once that Obsidian statue was gone, well, that was the game. All right, coming back through, Keeper of the Grove and Demon Hunter both were hiding. Where was the rest of the heroes? Lich is right there. I'm looking for Gray. Naga Sea Witch is there. Did the Death Knight actually fall? No, Death Knight was fine on hit points as well. So it really was the glue that was holding the army together. And once that Obsidian statue was gone, well, the chances of the Lich, the Death Knight, or the Naga Sea, whichever getting off a Fork Lightning, Frost Nova, and Death Coil pretty much diminished down to zero, as the Demon Hunter would always just mana burn them before they got enough mana. With that, the war of attrition, Foggy was victorious. All right, let's take a look at the final score here. Foggy coming away with the victory, winning in all three categories, but really happy at any moment. Felt like he could have microed and done his thing to come away and pull away with that win. Foggy, however, with that additional 1,000 gold and that additional, almost 2,000 gold actually, almost 2,000 gold, perhaps because of creeping. Not quite sure where that rest of the gold came from, but because of all of that additional gold, really changed everything. Or no, that the expansion off to the north. That's right. He had an expansion for a while, so did mine 1,000 gold from there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.